What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Today we are walking out in the one-day final. We're going to need a lot better than our average suggests there. We are going to need a lot more than 11 runs with the situation we are in, taking on the Western Warriors, and we're just going out. We are going for a pump, and it hasn't worked out for us. First ball, we're going for a duck, and oh my goodness, there was so much space down the ground. We saw it just before that ball, and we just went for it, and it just didn't work. Mitchell Marsh gets a wicket, and he's on a hat-trick. And all of a sudden, 6 for 155 in the final, probably not going to be enough. Mitchell Marsh has had a great game. Timmy Payne got there as well, and I don't think we even made it to our 50 over allotment. I'm not sure how many we got, but we will see in just a quick wee second as we come in to have a bowl later on in the game. So at this stage of the game, pretty similar situations. Tasmania were 3 runs ahead. We're not going to go there. We are, I swear I've forgotten the controls to this game. I don't know what it is. It just seems like I've forgotten the controls to this game. But we're going with this. We've got 4 overs left of fielding restrictions. And as I said, I'm not too sure really how many we need. But I thought, you know, being the one-day final, we would go and do it. I kind of was hoping that we were going to have a little bit more to really show. I was hoping that we're going to get a little bit with the bat and with the ball. But seeing how well we went with the bat, obviously picking up that golden duck really did not help. So we're just going to, for these first couple of overs, just look to bang in the Yorkers just to keep the runs down. Because 145 needed off 29.4. You know, that's not the worst. It's not the worst chase in the world. It's still, you know, just below 5. So we are going to need some consistent overs. One good thing, I guess, is that if we are bowling in the middle overs, that we can go, and if we can be consistent, obviously not go for many runs, we just go for 2 or 3 and over, and we are tight down the other end as well. It is going to make a huge difference, because it is going to start to put the pressure on to the batting side. And scoreboard pressure in finals, it does funny things to you. There could be a collapse on the cards potentially. I don't know why I'm bowling so slow. I'm not holding down the slower ball. As I said, we are just going to keep banging in these Yorkers for now, because they can't really be timed too well. We've only gone for 2 off that first over, which is a hell of a lot better than Friday's episode, where we just got absolutely pummeled in our T20 debut. So hopefully that does not happen today. Obviously a little bit of a different format, one-day cricket and T20, slightly different. But we are going to look to continue on, I guess, from where we left off last time around. And we have had a pretty good run in the one-day side. That is just going to be kept to 1, so that's what we like to see. We've also got Shaun Marsh, who is down on strike now, who is probably the lesser batsman in terms of, you know, obviously comfortability to the crease. He is the guy who has come in the latest, but you wouldn't pick it with that. It's on the pads, it's on the toes, it's flicked away to fine leg, and it is going to be 4 runs. So that's the first boundary coming off our bowling. And as I said, if we are going to bowl in these middle overs, especially with a couple of overs power plays, we do need to be tight and consistent and not go for many runs. And if we can do that, it is going to build pressure, make it easier for us later on in the piece. So we need to make sure we're not getting too close to those pads and too close to those toes, because otherwise we are just going to get picked away like that there. Bit of a risky shot going over the top there from Shaun Marsh. There is a man probably at a shortish cover who could have gone and potentially got something there, but it did just evade him slightly. So I don't think Marcus North is as good. There he is again, that man at short cover. It's gone straight through him. And I shouldn't have said anything about being economical, because all of a sudden we've gone for 7 off this over so far. We did only go for 1 in our first one, but we just need to stop those singles and stop the flow of runs, because if we can do that, it is going to make it a hell of a lot easier for us. And again, over the top, could come back for the second, but just go for the 1. And that is a very easy 8 runs that have come off the over just like that. So I think we got 2, went for 2 in the first over, but I'm not too sure. But I think now, one good thing is that the fielding restrictions are now done and dusted. So with that, we can go and spread the field, which is what we are going to do. And hopefully with that, it does mean, you know, there are a few more gaps, but in saying that, hopefully it does mean we do get a few more shots that are played like that, because we are going to bring the length back as well. So, you know, I wouldn't mind a wee flick off the pads up in the air down to, oh my goodness, that is an absolute peach. I would not mind a flick off the pads in the air down towards fine leg, but if we continue to bowl like that, I mean, we should have bowled like this in the power play, because we've gone past the outside edge once already, and we have had 2 defensive shots played. So maybe it is a pitch that you need to pull it back of a length, just a little bit, and that is going to go and trouble the batsman, as we have seen here. There's a little bit more of an aggressive shot from Marcus North, but it is really good to be playing in the final, and I do love being back playing domestic cricket. So, ooh, there's a shout for an LBW, but probably going down to miss off. I was going to say there aren't any reviews, but there is one. There is one review in the one-day competition. Ooh, that's closer. I think just that natural angle is just taking it away. He was quite far across his stumps there, though. And you know what? We're going to take a review. It probably is going to be not out. But in this situation in the game, if we can get Marcus North out, we are going to have both Marsh brothers out at the crease first and foremost. But we are going to have two fairly new batsmen to the crease as well. I don't think it's come back enough. No, there is no way that is coming back enough. It would have to swing an absolute mile. And it is going away. The natural angle of it is going away. And as I said, a very, very good decision in the end from the umpire. It is missing by a fair bit. So that's a little bit of a wasted review. But, you know, we kind of had to do it. You know, with how Marcus North is going in the situation in the game, a wicket would have really gone and changed things around. So it is a little bit of annoyance that we haven't gone and picked that up. But fingers crossed that we can keep going, and look at picking something else up. So this game really is in the balance. 121 needed, 24 overs left to go. And if they continue to play shots like that, I'm not going to be too fussed, because they may connect with one sooner or later. But they may get an outside edge that's going to go through to the keeper. There may be one that gets a leading edge. Or there may be one that we get, you know, a chance like that, a caught and bowled opportunity where we go and roll around on the ground. We will have to go and wait and see. But, you know, the run rate is slowly going and getting up there. So if it continues to do that, we're not going to be too fast. And I must say, since we have spread the field a little bit more, the runs have seemed to dry out. And especially pulling that length back a little bit as well. That has really helped our bowling so far. So as I said, maybe that was something we should have done in the power play already, but we're just continuing to build up these dot balls. So hopefully what this does is it builds pressure down our end, and then they will go and try and release the pressure from a bowler from the other end. And if someone comes in, you know, someone like Jackson Bird or maybe Xavier Doherty, they can pick up a wicket, and hopefully that can go and cause a collapse of some sort. But either way, this game is going to go close. It is going to go absolutely down to the wire. There's another one that's been shot into the pads. No point reviewing and appealing, and no reviews left either. So but that one there was definitely going down to miss. So there's another maiden for us, and we're just continuing to build this pressure. So as long as we can do that, you know, the run rate is just above 5 at the moment. So if we can do that, remember, I think after this one, we do still have 5 overs left to go. So in those 5 overs, you know, if we don't go for many, if we can bang up a couple of maidens and possibly do something else, the only thing is if we do get flicked off the pads like we have there from Marsh for the second time in this innings, he is going to go and pick up 4, and that has released a little bit of the pressure, and that's what I talk about. If we keep that pressure building up, keep that pressure going, it is going to make things a lot more difficult. There's another one that I thought they were going to go and possibly pinch a single, but it would be nice to really dot up Marsh now for the remainder of this over, just to go and obviously increase that run rate. So basically we've got 1.5 overs that I kind of want to work with to try and keep them down below those 10 runs. They are going to take 1 there. I don't know, I think Marcus North, he is on, you know, he is on strike, and he's a guy who is the set batsman, but I feel as though I have a little bit more luck against him than I have Marsh today. He has played, obviously, a few hit and misses. This could be run out if it hits. Oh, it was gone. Had it hit, it was gone. There's almost overthrows. But a direct hit, and Marcus North was definitely gone. And that is that pressure building up again. You know, the batsman going and having to take those silly runs to keep the scoreboard ticking over. So just got to keep building that pressure. Keep building that pressure, and good things will come. But that over has just released the pressure valve just a little bit. There's the direct hit that we needed just before, but 7 coming off that over, so that's not really what we wanted. And these two are starting to put on a nice wee partnership. So we are going to need some wickets sooner rather than later, just to go and really try and get things going. 97 needed off 19. Again, just a little bit over 5. There's another big player miss that has just missed the off stump. We don't mind that. If one manages to go and crashes into it, I'm not going to be complaining from a big player miss. But if he just... I don't mind that you're playing this aggressive game, Sean Marsh. It does give me a good opportunity to go pick up a wicket in the deep, or possibly something like that. You know, something that's mistimed or misdirected, and then we can go and get something going like that there. Another one that's up in the air, but that man at mid-off is quite deep, so no way he was ever going to go and get there. But This is better. This is what we've needed. These tight overs. You know, we'll give them the one. Take the one. But this is what we need more of. We need more of those ones. Need more of those dots. And I don't know what the dogs have just started barking at. Dogs. There are so many dogs around our place now. And they honestly just drive my dog absolutely crazy. As soon as they bark, you know, my dog is placid. He is calm. Unless, you know, someone comes up the drive or, you know, something like that. But most of the time, he will just sit around most of the day and just be nice and peaceful and calm and lie on his bed. And as soon as one of the dogs around us, I think there seems to be heaps. And as soon as one of the dogs around us starts to bark, he just goes absolutely mental. And I feel bad because people are going to be like, oh man, that dog's barking again. But to be honest, it's your dog that started it, people. Right, 87 off 17. I really want to try and hold myself back. I might even hold myself back after this over, give someone else a bowl. But then I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out at the end of the inning. So I think, you know, I would like to be there towards the end to bowl out. There is still about 90 runs left to get, so it's about 230 that is being chased. So we just need... I'm going to take another single hit and he's gone. Oh, there's another chance of a run out. That is the second one in the space of about 2 overs that if we did have a direct hit, the batsman was gone, and that is what the pressure is starting to do. Marcus North, he's hung in there. He's 71 at the moment off 100 deliveries. Sean Marsh has started to accelerate just a little bit, 40 off 44. I don't even know how many overs we've got left, to be honest. I'm not totally sure how many we have left. I can't imagine we'll have 2 more. Again, they're going to pinch another single. It annoys me a little bit that we go and release that pressure. You know, we've bowled a couple of dot balls, bowled a dot ball to him, and then go and give away that one. You're going to get another one. Oh, you're going to get 2. Come back for 2. That just rubs a little bit more salt into the wound. It's not what we wanted. We wanted to keep it tight. We wanted to keep it going good. Oh, dragged across the line. That's what we are looking for. We're looking for that drag across the line from Sean Marsh, that he either gets, you know, a top edge or an outside edge, or even it just carries to that man at mid-on, but not the case there. And again, we don't get a quick enough look to see how we are going with our overs, so we will quickly check here. We've got 3 left to go, because this is tense. We've got to see who we've got left. Hilfenhaus has got 2. Doherty still has 6. So it's very strange that he's not being brought back in sooner rather than later. We've got 3 left to go. So we're going to bowl up until around the 40th over. So it would be nice to pick up a wicket before then. But if we can go in these next 3 overs, maybe just for, you know, 3 or 4 runs each in an over, it is just going to continue to build that pressure. But a wicket would be nice. A wicket would really compile the pressure a little bit more, and they are only going to get 1 there, so a good bit of fielding out there in the deep. I'm not too sure who it was by, but Marcus North started off well, and he has kind of struggled a little bit towards this back end of the innings. He has struggled to score some runs. Saying that, he has just gone and cut that one away. He is... Oh, they are going to come back for 2. Those 2s are killers. They are actually killers. Not being able to... Well, obviously you are rotating the strike somewhat, but coming back for that second gives us another opportunity to bowl at North, but we need more of those. We need more of them getting in behind and just playing those defensive shots, just to continue to build the pressure. It's alright, we'll take that. Good bit of fielding from Cliffy. He's come in and he's bowling almost his 8th over straight, so obviously fatigue's starting to set in a little bit. But we are just going to keep going. We're going to do what any good captain would do. Again, one that is a little bit mistimed, but that man at mid-off is very deep. So not going to go and pick up the catch there. But that is our 8th over. Sorry, our 7th over? 8th over. We've got 2 left to go. Oh my God, you've got to bring me back in. You've got to bring me back in. It may be too little too late. It may be, oh my goodness, it may be too little too late. 30 off 42. Someone started, I think it was Sean Marsh who started to accelerate. We're going to start banging in some Yorkers. Hopefully just try and get something to sneak through. Remember, we do only have 2 overs left to go. Yeah, it is Marsh. He's shot up to 76, striking it over 100 as well. And that there, to be honest, is a pretty poor ball with no fielders out there. And they are going to pick up a very easy 2. Marcus North, he's slowly trudging towards that 100. He's been batting all innings. And, you know, fair play to him for obviously sticking through. And that's what you need to do. If you're chasing down a total of about 230 in a one-dayer, if you have a guy, if you have an opener or even your number 3 who's going to go and bat through majority of the innings, especially when you're chasing a total, he's probably going to go and score close to 100. He's going to score 80 to 100, which, you know, is all you need. And I think that's... I'm not sure if I have made this point before or not, but, you know, when it comes to, I guess, not necessarily chasing or setting a total, it comes down to both. But if you have an opener, I'm just trying to think of an example of someone who really does just look, you know, not obviously to just stick around, but to stick around and score runs, you know, still at a decent rate. Maybe someone like a Hashim Amla, shall we say, who is a guy who isn't the biggest stroke player in the world. He's not a guy who's going to blaze it around with sixes and stuff like that, you know, like a Brendan McCullum or a Dave Warner, even a Aaron Finch. But he is a guy who is going to stick around, and he probably is going to score quite a few runs for you as well. He may not score it at a rapid rate, but the guys below him in the South African team are able to catch up that pace. But, you know, quite often, and I mean, Hashim Amla, his average is above 50, I believe, in one-day internationals, and we haven't done enough. I didn't think we would have. Maybe our batting did hamper us a little bit. We did obviously make a golden duck. Didn't pick up any wickets. So we've gone wicketless, I believe, at least the last 2 episodes. I'm not too sure how much more after that. That's gut-wrenching for Marcus North. He doesn't get his 100. Finishes 97 odd out of 148. Sean Marsh does get there. Gets his 101 off 79. And as we can see, we did bat through our 50 overs, but at the end of the day, 226, never enough in a final, especially on such a good batting track like the one we played on here today. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter links that can be found down below in the description. Hope you had a good weekend and a good start to your week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We've got the FUT Draft Final on FIFA 16 coming your guys' way. Make sure you do not miss that.